What if I told you that your beliefs are holding you back from creating the life that you dream about? Welcome back to Her Becoming. I am your host, Kayla Countryman. As always, thank you for being here with me today. We have a short and actionable and really important episode today that I'm really excited to have planned for you and share with you. If you have been here since the beginning, you know I am a complete nerd about neuroscience and psychology. And so today we're really tapping into belief systems and the things that you need to stop believing in order to actually change your life. We all have our own unique set of beliefs. We have hundreds and thousands of beliefs that shape who we are. But there are a few core beliefs that I know as a society and as human beings keep us from moving in the direction of the life that is meant for us and of the life that is on the other side of these beliefs. So that's what today's episode is dedicated to. It is dedicated to breaking down the wall of 3 very specific and very common beliefs that are getting in your way of creating your dream life. I want to make it clear who this episode today is for. It is for you if you want to make a lifestyle change or improve your health. So if this year you're really locked in on changing your habits, improving your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, this is absolutely for you. It's for you if you want to make a career pivot that includes maybe starting a business or starting a passion project, getting into a new industry, just shaking up your life and your career a little bit. And it's also for you if you want to improve your relationships, if you want to have more intentional relationships, if you're maybe out there looking for love, if you want to improve your relationships with your family and yourself, this is for you. So I'm going to simply walk you through the 3 core beliefs that you need to let go of if you want to make a change in any category of your life. Belief number 1, I need clarity before I take action. This is something I heard so often as a business coach. My clients would constantly come to me and say, I'm just waiting until I get a little bit more clarity to start this thing. I'm just waiting until I have a little bit more of a vision before I get going. That is such bullshit. I'm calling it as it is. You need to let this go because action creates clarity. Clarity doesn't come from sitting around and waiting. Think of it this way. An object in motion stays in motion. The more that you take little steps to creating the life that you desire, the more will be revealed as to what you want to bring to life, what steps you need to take, what actions need to be taken in order to get to the end result. Clarity arrives as we evolve. This entire podcast, Her Becoming, is about the in-between. It's not about being at the destination. It's about the process of becoming. You can only learn so much by researching and by reading and by talking to ChatGPT. At some point, you have to get up and just start. So if you are someone that believes I need clarity before I take action, please flip the script. An example that I'll give you here that I have been working through myself is vlogging. Y'all, I have been talking about getting started with vlogging on YouTube just to the close people in my life. So I can't even believe that I'm sharing this publicly right now. But I have been talking about vlogging for months. And guess who has just been waiting around, reading about vlogging, researching best practices, consuming other people's vlogs? That only works for so long. At some point, you just have to start. And so I had a moment this week where I was just post the first vlog. Doesn't matter if it's terrible. I don't care if it makes me want to cringe, post it. Because posting that one vlog is going to give me clarity for my next one, which will give me clarity for my next one. And it creates that domino effect. So if there is something in your life that you want to do, but you're waiting for clarity on it, I want you to start by making small decisions that align with who you want to be. So with the vlogging example, the small decision that I made was to post one freaking vlog. I didn't commit to, I'm going to post 10 this month. I just said, post the first one. Make a small decision that aligns with the end result you're looking for. Just one baby step. Get comfortable moving forward without having the answer. I don't know if my vlog is going to just blow up. I hope eventually, by the time I make like 50 of them, it does. But I have to be comfortable moving forward without knowing for sure what the outcome is going to be. You need to get comfortable moving before you have clarity. Messy action is a real thing. I know that's become a buzzword in the self-help and personal development world, but it's real. If you can pick one small thing to do every single day that aligns with what you want to achieve, you will start to become the person that has the thing. And so I really want to encourage you to release the belief that I need clarity before I take action. And instead, replace that with I trust that clarity arrives as I take action. Let's say it together. I trust that clarity arrives as I take action. That is your new belief. Okay, moving right into belief number 2. It isn't the right time to start. This one hurts my head. This one drives me crazy. You need to let this go because this is probably what holds people back the most. You believing that right now is not the right time to do the thing is a complete lie that you are telling yourself. Do you expect the right time to arrive? In this economy, in this state of the world, do you really think you are going to be handed the right time on a silver platter? I don't think so. I don't think so. I actually think that waiting is only delaying the outcome. Waiting is only putting off your success. You could just start today, or maybe tomorrow. I'll give you like a 1-day pass. And you will be so much closer to the result you're trying to achieve than if you continue to put it off for months and years. Again, this is applicable whether you are trying to change your diet, or maybe you want to start going to the gym, maybe you want to start dance classes, maybe you need to have a difficult conversation in your relationship. Like, whatever it is, you are only delaying the outcome or delaying the success of that situation. I'm going to use another personal example here because I think it just helps make these beliefs really relatable. So, let's talk about me launching this podcast. I launched this podcast February 2025. I could very much still be waiting at 0 episodes, trying to find the perfect timing. Did I know everything about podcasting? No. Did I have a perfect plan? Absolutely not. Was it the right time? Well, let's talk about the timing of this podcast launch. I launched it 10 days after starting a corporate job for the first time in 4 years. I launched it 2 months before I was supposed to get married and 1 month before I ended up calling off my entire wedding. I launched it in a time where my mental health wasn't at the best. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to completely sustain it, but I believed that I could. Something inside of me knew that I could. And I launched it because I could not fathom waiting to start this dream any further. At the same time, it maybe didn't make sense in my head. But instead of still waiting, I could have waited until my life blew up. I could have waited until I was settled in my corporate job. I could have waited until I was in a better space mentally. And I don't want to discredit that if that's where you're at. Like, I totally get it. Totally understand. Take this with a grain of salt. But my point here is instead, I am 36 episodes deep. 2025, I was in the top 20% of video podcasts on Spotify. And so my point with this is there's not going to be a sunshine and rainbow time for you to start whatever it is you want to start. Instead, explore why you feel like the time isn't right. If it is something like a mental health consideration or a physical health or something that is truly impacting your ability to show up, I want you to honor that. Like, this tough love does not extend to no excuses, no days off. That's not what I'm saying here. But I want you to understand, is it just simply fear? Is it fear of being seen? Is it fear of showing up? Is it fear of failing? It's likely one of those 3 things. And I want you to understand where that's coming from and what is keeping you from taking action anyways. And then I want you to make a plan. Going back to the one thing a day. If you have something that is sitting on the back burner because you feel like it's not the right time? Can you commit 10 minutes a day to doing one task for that thing? I did this when I was launching my podcast. I made a list of probably 50 bullet points of things that I knew would help me get this podcast launched. They were small things like identify cover art that I like, do 20 minutes of research, listen to an episode about whatever topic to get some ideas, talk to someone that has a podcast for 30 minutes and hear their experience. Things that were all under an hour, but I had an entire list. And every day I looked at that list and I picked one thing to do. I could knock it out in 10 to 30 minutes, depending on what it was. That's what I mean by not waiting for the right time, because life ebbs and it flows, and we know what kind of economy and what kind of situation we're working with right now. I don't know if you're going to feel like it's the right time anytime soon. So you may as well just get started. At this point, I feel like we should all be creating our own art, creating our own passion projects, because look at what's happening in the world around us. Like, it is really on us to create beauty and purpose in our own lives. Another thing you can do if you find yourself falling into the it's not the right time trap is talk to people. Find some accountability. Find people that will hold you accountable to doing the things that you say you're going to do. Ideally, you're able to hold yourself accountable, but it doesn't hurt to have an extra layer of accountability to get you going. I always rely on my close-knit people to hold me accountable to doing what I say I'm going to do. Okay, so let's reframe this belief. Instead of it isn't the right time to start, I want you to say, there is no better time to start than right now. There is no better time to start than right now. Okay, our third and final belief, and this one can sting a little bit, is I don't know what I want. You need to let go of the belief that you do not know what you want in this life. It's not true. You do know what you want. Putting on my health coaching hat, you know exactly what you need to do in order to create the life that you want to live, or in order to feel better, to be happier, to experience more joy. You're just not doing it. You're just not doing it. You know what you need to do if you want to eat healthier. You know what you need to do if you want to get stronger. You know what you need to do if you want to have better relationships. Sometimes we just simply don't do the things that we know we need to do. That's what differentiates the people who are living the life they desire from the people who are not living the life that they desire. It's whether or not you act on the very thing that you know is best for you. When you tell yourself that you don't know what you want, when that becomes a belief in your head, you are giving yourself permission to delay action. Because if you're saying, I don't know, your brain is like, okay, we don't know. We're just going to hang out here instead. Your brain is constantly looking for proof. So the belief, I don't know what I want, is encouraging our brains to look for patterns of confusion, lack of clarity, just complacency. And that's not what I want for you, and that's not what you want for yourself. You may not know how to get to what you want, or what steps to take, or even the specifics. So if you're like, Kayla, no, I genuinely don't know what I want you to understand, I'm not talking about knowing every single step, having all the answers, and knowing exactly how to get it. We don't know that. We don't control that necessarily, and it's quite impossible to have all of those answers. I'm simply talking about, you know what you want your life to feel like. You know the type of relationships you want to engage in. You know what you want your body to feel like as far as a health standpoint, physical health. You know what you want your mental health state to be. You know what you want your social life to feel like. You know, if you really take a minute to just close your eyes and think about what you want your life to feel like, you will have answers. And so the belief, I don't know what I want, kind of gives us this pass of just staying where we're at. I'll give you the example. The example of the century for me is my relationship that I stayed in for far too long. I kept telling myself, I don't know. And that was giving me permission to stay in a relationship that didn't serve me, when deep down I knew that relationship wasn't me, but it was a lot easier to exist in the area of I don't know, because it meant I didn't have to take action. It meant I didn't have to face heartbreak, head on yet. It meant I didn't have to put myself in a situation to be really brave and really vulnerable. It gave me a permission slip to stay complacent. When in reality, if I would have closed my eyes, which I did often, asked God for a sign, which I did often, the answers were there. I just wasn't willing to see them. And so that's what I mean about you have to let go of this fake belief that you don't know what you want. Instead, what to do if you have this belief? Vision mapping. Vision mapping is essentially just visualizing what you want your life to look and feel like. Simply close your eyes, meditate, think about yourself a year from now, 5 years from now. What do you desire? How do you feel? How do you spend your time? Who do you spend your time with? Do you have a life partner? What are they like? Do you have kids? What are they like? How do you want to exist in this world? If you are able to do that, answers will start arriving intuitively, and then you can make shifts in your life accordingly. You can ask yourself, what is expanding you and what is contracting you? We talked about this last week's episode. Part of building self-trust is being able to identify what in your life is helping you grow and what in your life is causing you to shrink. Of course, we want to focus on the things, the people, the places, the creative ideas that expand us and make less space for what contracts us. You can also reconnect to your vision daily through self-inquiry. You know I'm a big journaler, and you know I will push journaling on you like it is my full-time job because I believe it is so powerful. Maybe even writing down the belief, I don't know what I want, crossing it out, and then making a list of all the things you do want because you know, and they exist, and they're there, and I guarantee you once you start writing them, they're just going to start flowing out. And then lastly here, claim what you want. I think part of this belief of I don't know what I want is just the fear of claiming what we actually desire in our lives. Maybe it's because as women, we are taught to stay small. Maybe it's because society has ingrained that we follow this traditional path. And so we feel silly and delusional for wanting these big, great things. Claim what you want. Take on the identity of someone that already has that thing. So instead of I don't know what I want you to instead take on the belief, everything that I want wants me to. This is my favorite one. Everything that I want wants me to. And watch as the things that you desire start to magnetize back to you because you believe that you're deserving of that. Okay, those are our 3 beliefs that we are releasing as of right now, as of today. We are no longer falling into the belief that I need clarity before I take action. Instead, I trust that clarity arrives as I take action. We are no longer in the belief of it isn't the right time to start. Instead, we believe there is no better time to start than now. And lastly, we are no longer saying, I don't know what I want. We are replacing that with everything that I want wants me to. All right, y'all, that is it for today. Short and sweet. If you want to take further action from this episode, go ahead and write down a list of beliefs that do not serve you. Take from my list of these 3 and create your own list of things that you want to get out of your brain and instead replace them with more affirming, more aligned beliefs that you want to take on instead. It's one of my favorite exercises when it comes to thought work and just creating new neural pathways within your brain. So give it a try. That's all I have for you today. Like I said earlier, vlogs are coming. I'm just throwing myself into the deep end and figuring it out as I go. So if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, go over to YouTube. I'm going to link it in the show notes. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, show your girl some love, and come along with me as I also figure this whole thing out as we move forward together. I will see you on next week's episode, and until then, be well.